To Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, the first Indian on board the International Space Station, the astronaut who has sparked a revolution with millions of children across India wanting to reach for the stars. To honour him and his contribution, the Union Parliament decided to discuss Captain Shukla and speak about India's space roadmap. It happened, but without the opposition there. Shashi Tharoor, one of the most balanced voices from the opposition benches, lauded Shukla's feats, but also made it clear that opposition will not sit through the session. Why? Why is it that India will not be able to rise above political divides even on something like that? Let's get in the two voices, but before that, I want to play out exactly what the Speaker of Lok Sabha said, and also Jitendra Singh in Lok Sabha when he spoke about just how significant the contribution of Shubhanshu Shukla is and why it needs to be honoured. Listen in.
आज एक ऐसा वक्त है जब सारा देश जश्न के माहौल में है। हर माँ अपने बच्चे के लिए दुआ करती है कि वो बड़ा होकर के शुभांशु शुक्ला बने, और हर बच्चा ये ख्वाब देख रहा है कि मैं भी बड़ा होकर शुभांशु शुक्ला बनूं। आज दुनिया ने भारत की क्षमताओं के आगे सर झुकाया है। अभी कल ही शुभांशु का इस सफल यात्रा के बाद राजधानी दिल्ली में वापसी हुई है, आगमन हुआ है।
मैं माननीय सदस्यों से आग्रह करूंगा कि ये महत्वपूर्ण विषय है। ये भारत की वैज्ञानिक उपलब्धि अंतरिक्ष का महत्वपूर्ण विषय है। आप अपनी अपनी सीट पर जाकर बैठें। मैं सबको इस विषय पर पर्याप्त अवसर, पर्याप्त समय दूंगा। माननीय सदस्य, इससे एक सकारात्मक संदेश जाएगा, देश में जाएगा, दुनिया में जाएगा।
Charu Pragya of the BJP, Sujata Paul of the Congress join me on the broadcast. Sujata, let me start with you. What is the kind of message that we are sending to millions of children who want to follow in the footsteps of Group Captain Shukla?
The fact of the matter is, Gaurie, that we are a democracy and Parliament is the place where the opposition voices should be heard. And today, what we are facing is an attack on the very basic structure of our nation. When we are saying that the SIR in Bihar is being done to manipulate elections, that means that the government which is in power today, it wants to divert people from the real issue. Why is it that the government has not had a discussion on the SIR of Bihar?
Who's diverting?
No.
There is an election commission press conference that's happening. There is discussion happening on it. You and I are speaking about it. Every day we are discussing it. Why is it that a national hero cannot be congratulated and honoured in Parliament and politicians cannot rise above their divides?
I'm coming to that, Gaurie, if you allow me to complete what I'm saying.
You're on air. Go ahead.
Yes. So the point here is that Parliament is the place where the issues of the people have to be brought to the fore. And the government is not allowing that debate to happen. The government is refusing to answer on very, very pertinent questions. And if you talk about the EC's press conference, which was a fiasco, a fraud from the very Gyani Gyanesh Kumarji, who was giving us Gyan, which meant nothing at all. And he has not been able to answer the relevant questions. When you talk about the space research of India, it has progressed from 1947 to now, and we have the utmost respect for our great hero, Shubhanshu Shukla ji. Group Captain Shukla has made us all proud, but that
would have
does
been
not
great
take away.
if your leaders would have said this from the floor of the House. But let's get in Charu Pragya of the BJP to respond to your specific charge that this is basically nothing but distraction tactics.
Gaurie, good evening to you, and it's wonderful to be on your debate. A good evening to all our viewers as well. You know, sometimes the Indian opposition behaves like a petulant child, honestly, and a petulant child can only be reprimanded. History is not going to remember this ruckus in Parliament today. History is going to remember that Group Captain Sharma touched the stars. This is a moment of Indian pride. This is a moment where history was being written. This is a moment that generations to come will remember. And the opposition wanted to sit it out. I don't know what else to say about them. The truth is that this was an opportunity that they missed to show national pride. Exactly that and nothing else. Because there have been ample opportunities to discuss the SIR. SIR has actually disrupted sufficient amount of our parliament proceedings this time. Every single television debate is dedicated to it. The Supreme Court has been hearing cases regarding it and passing orders every single day. Yet, look at what the opposition...
What they're saying is there's no debate in parliament. So what their template is, SIR nahi to kuch nahi. That's what the charge is. Charu, respond to that why not just have a discussion on it instead of disrupting Parliament every day? Just agree to a discussion on SIR. That's what Congress and opposition is saying.
So, but Gaurie, explain this to me. They raise a issue like this during every single parliament session, and I can go back 10 sessions if you will give me sufficient time. Every single session, one issue is picked up. Do you really think the government is not discussing it? Hasn't it already been clarified that the Election Commission is not sitting inside the parliament to clarify on the questions that the opposition is asking, but they are giving explainers, taking press conferences, answering point by every single issue raised by the opposition. They have even taken it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has seen it fit to pass an order regarding that. But why must you be mixing two issues? Can we just go back in time and tell me one instance that of national pride has been celebrated by the Indian opposition? Is that how petulant and petty they have become? That even issues like this, which like I said, go down in history, when an Indian is touching the stars, when the whole world is watching, the opposition...
Sujata Paul, the final question. I'm giving you all the time because it seems that the opposition doesn't manage to speak on the floor of the House because they choose to get out, they choose to walk out even when there are issues which have nothing to do with particular party divides. It has everything to do with every Indian, their aspiration, their ambition, and how they aspire going forward their country to look like. Even on those issues, would you have rather had your tallest leaders, your most significant leaders putting out messages on social media rather than speaking on the floor of the House? Is this how today you want to be remembered? And by you, I mean your party, your leader.
The country will remember the opposition as fighting for the very fabric of this nation. The fabric which has been destroyed by this government, by the mandate which was given by the people, which was stolen by this party called the BJP. And you heard the BJP spokesperson use certain words like reprimand. Who are they to reprimand the opposition? If the matter has gone to the Supreme Court, they have got tight slaps on their faces when the EC has been told that you have to include the Aadhaar card. That is what has happened.
This is not an SIR debate. You speak on SIR every day.
I'm coming to the point here. No, I am going to reply to every single accusation made by this very petulant and petty BJP spokesperson. You are petty. You are petulant because your leader is a dictator.
All right, time out. Time out. Sujata and Charu, time out. And that's essentially what this is all about. Time out. The moment of honoring Shubhanshu Shukla has gone. Keep fighting, keep scoring political brownie points on the floor of the House, even as the moment to honor India's national hero has gone. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is really the takeaway as far as how Parliament proceedings are now being taken up.